Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Full Damage. Let me just turn the volume up here. I've had it down for reasons which will become obvious later in the episode. So today I'm going to show you a couple of things I've been working on. As you probably know, I've been interested in making automated fireplaces, and before those have been based on random chance. What with the lava under the workbench trick, catching the workbench on fire, which in turn catches the netherrack on fire. And then there's the element of random, which comes from the time it takes the lava to catch the workbench on fire, and then in turn the netherrack on fire. So it wasn't, while it was the best trick that was available, it wasn't perfect. Because of the random element, it would take a random amount of time for it to light, essentially. But now, with 1.2.3, it is now, with fire charges, it becomes a lot easier to create random fireplaces, which is what I'm going to demonstrate to you. You can see we've got a dispenser here, and we've got another design over there with two dispensers. Now, the button here lights the fireplace, and that will be where the fire appears. So I'll stand over here so you can watch it all in action. Okay, so the fire charges from the dispenser essentially are fired out, and then this block comes up and stops the fire charge. So it stops there inside this block here somewhere, which then lights a netherrack. If that block didn't come up, it would go into this wall. If that wall wasn't there, it would go past that wall and into my wood, which I don't want my wood hit by a fire charge. But that is the first design. The problems with this design, well, let's go with the pros first. The pros is very easy to set up. It's literally one repeater. I'll show you the redstone in a second, but it's literally one repeater, I believe, and that's it, just to make sure the delay between these two are correct. That's literally all it needs, is just some wiring and then some repeater, then one repeater. And the redstone is just around here, you can see. So this is the button here. It's on netherrack. I do apologise. If I do any redstone tutorials in the future, I will definitely make them not on netherrack. But the redstone comes down from here, okay, and it goes to the piston first without a repeater. So there's no delay between the button and down here to the piston, which pushes that block up. Then it comes down to here, and then it comes to a repeater in one delay. So there's one tick delay between the firing of the fire charge, and that's literally everything. So this happens, and then 1 second later, one tick later, this fires. So I'll show you it all again now that you know the redstone. I can get up this way. I don't know if you can hear my cat in the background. It's playing with a pen on the floor. Oh, crazy cat. Anyway, here we go. So you see that block comes up, piston fires, not piston, dispenser fires, and fire appears. Problem with fire charges, you can't actually hear the I keep calling it a piston, the dispenser fire. So what I'll do is check all this zombie meat that I've got at the moment, the reason of which will come apparent along with these. I'll chuck them on the ground for now. So you should, if I turn the volume up enough, you should be able to hear the dispenser fire now. There you go, see? So that's that design there. I just sort this all back out again. There we go. Right. I want you to. So this second design, actually the cons, I never mentioned the cons of this one. The cons are that you've got that essentially at the back of the fireplace, which may not be that attractive for a fireplace. It depends on texture pack. Ooh, don't want to break it. It depends on texture pack, obviously, but in vanilla, the vanilla texture pack, so you have a brick fireplace here that goes up, and then you've got just this at the back, which may not be attractive to you. You may want a brick or some maybe black wool to look like soot, even though that would catch fire, so maybe obsidian, something like that. But with this, you have to have a dispenser there. There is other options, such as putting the dispenser back one, having another piston where the dispenser is currently, which will move a block down, then this block comes up, and then, which it would be better if I had this as a setup actually. So you've got this, you have this dispenser moved back one space, and then a piston which would have a block, would be holding a block where the dispenser is, say the texture that you wanted your fireplace to be, say a brick block there where the dispenser is. The piston retracts, so that block is there. The piston being one back from where it is now is revealed. This block comes up and then the piston fires, and then all the blocks reset, and then you can't see the piston. I may set that up later in the video. I did try, but I didn't get the timing quite right. I was just throwing these together though. This second design is uses two pistons, so you get twice the number of uses. Say with that one, if you filled it up, you would have 9 times 64 uses, which would be what, 576-ish, something like that. But this, you would have over 1,000 uses. You would have like what, about 1,400 odd uses, which is a fair amount of uses. At the end of the day, you'd have 18 times 64. You could even put another dispenser at the back there, and you'd have 3 times 64 use, 3 times 9 times 64 uses. But I haven't in this example. This is a lot easier to hide. If you had, say, furnaces or other dispensers just all the way around the room, then you could have like a little skirting board kind of deal going on. You could even do dispensers and furnaces up there, depending on the style that you wanted your fireplace to be in, but it does become a lot easier to hide. And with the pattern that the dispensers are, they do look like skirting quite well, and they do blend in with these quite well. Again, you can see the opening of the dispensers here. It kind of makes it look symmetrical though, so it's not as bad, but again, you can see them. With this one, you wouldn't be able to move them around and hide them like you can with that one. I'll show you how this one works. So we're stocked up 9 in that one, and 9 in that one, and this is a button here. So there you go. The other good thing about this one is you don't need the block to come out in front, because it's literally just firing straight across into the other dispenser, which will then stop it inside this block here. Let me put that one out so you can see now we've got 8 in this one, but still 9 in this one. So if we fire it again, you can see now we've got 8 in this one and 8 in this one. Hey, Arcus. So it's firing each one individually using a toggle switch, which I designed myself. I haven't tested it in single player, but it does work in multiplayer. It's a very compact toggle switch, which I didn't see on the Minecraft wiki, but I may not have been looking correctly. So the redstone for this one, again, I apologise for it being on netherrack, but what are you going to do? So the button is sorry, excuse me. The button is this block here. So the redstone comes down, it goes into this. This is a pulse shortener. Don't ask me how it works. This I got from the Minecraft wiki, but it is integral part to the toggle switch here. Essentially, it shortens the pulse of the button. If it wasn't there and it was just a button, the pulse is too long and it causes these pistons to freak out and not actually toggle. So the shortened pulse comes through here, Okay, and it's just long enough to light both of these, but as the block is here, it has to go round. It can only go round here. It doesn't trigger this one at all. So the both these repeaters are triggered, but it only goes through this block here, not this one. So it ends up on this redstone track. The redstone goes round like that, and it fires this piston. Now that piston fires, but because the pulse is so short, these have basically already turned off when that block arrives at this point. Without the shortener there, the pulse of the button is too long, so these are still on when this is here, which will cause it to go around there as well and cause this piston to fire, and it would essentially go back and forth, and it ends up in the same spot that it used to be, which is not great, essentially. The pulse also comes around here, as well as the piston, and it goes into what's a pulse lengthener. This is essentially, it turns this one on and this one on, and then this one fires first, and then this one fires a tick later. It essentially increases the pulse by a tick. Because the pulse has been shortened, it's not actually long enough to trigger the dispenser, but it's being lengthened here, and then it is long enough to trigger the dispenser. It's the same on the other side as well. So when the block is here, the redstone current comes around here. It doesn't trigger this one because there'd be no block there. I'll actually go and trigger it quickly so the block is actually moved. Let me see if I can get up there so you can actually see it move at the same time as pressing the button. Okay, that's about as good as I'm going to get. So we press the button, and you can see the block moves. You can see the shortener shortens the pulse, the block moves, and the pulse is only just short enough to travel through one of those, like I explained earlier. But essentially now, when the button is pushed, the pulse will come through this block into this repeater. It will go into this repeater as well, but it will not go through to this redstone because there is no block there. The pulse will come round and trigger this piston, just like it did on the other side, and pushing the block back to this position. It's also going to come around this way, around here, and round into another lengthener, exactly the same as this one. Again, it triggers, it makes a pulse longer by a tick, and then it will come into this dispenser here, which is the other dispenser of the fireplace. And as you can see, after that button press, as you would expect, we've got 7 in this one now. If it would open up. Yeah, we've got 7 in this one now, and 8 in this one still. Okay, and one more time to show you. 7 in that one now, and 7 in this one still. So this one you can't get any more complicated really. What you could do is something like hiding the netherrack. Say if you had a piston under this block here, which would push a stone brick or whichever block you wanted there. You would have the stone brick where the netherrack is currently. The piston that is just under this block here would be able to pull that back, and then a piston from below would be able to push the netherrack up. You can get as complicated as you like with it. I intend to show some more complicated examples. Same with this one really. You could hide the netherrack as well as the dispenser, but again you have to get a bit more complicated, a bit more fancy with your redstone. These are just 2 very basic fireplaces which I threw together. The redstone could be a lot more compact as well, but like I said, I just threw them together really quickly. I am very proud of this toggle design here. It's really compact. You do have the 2x6 of the pulse shortener, and then the that would be what, about 4x7 or so of the toggle. But these are completely independent, so you could have this redstone 30,000 blocks away, or it have to be in loaded chunk, but you know what I mean. This redstone could be spiraling up, spiraling down. It could be as far away as you like, as long as it's still in loaded chunks, and it will still work. So you could have this on top of this, or this over here, or this over here, or wherever, depending on your location. It could be anywhere you like, to maximize your efficiency on size, essentially. This one again, very compact, very small. So that's that I wanted to show you quickly. I plan to do some more redstone tutorials in the future. It's something I really enjoy in the game, and it's something that I haven't really got into as much as I would like, so I plan to do a lot more. Now on to something else, which I've been doing over the past few days, and the explanation as to why I've got all these splash potions of healing 2 and various zombie meats and tools and whatnot. Down here we have a zombie spawner, which I've toggled up into a very basic spawner, which I can show you quickly. There's a dead zombie here, plenty of dead zombies. Oh Jesus, plenty of dead zombies. So that switch there toggles the lights of the spawner to stop them spawning. It's incredibly loud, bear with me 1 second. That light there toggles the that switch there toggles the lights. This switch toggles the water flow, and this switch toggles the lava blade. There we go. So we'll just clear them out quickly. I should have logged before this as well. So now any in there is going to be caught up by the water flow, and then thusly killed by the lava blade up there, which you can't actually quite see. But let's turn that water flow off now. We'll just hop up here quickly. Just go in this way here. It's also right next to a ravine, so that's probably where the zombie is that you can hear. So this is the setup I've got. It's a 5x5 room, glowstone lamps in the middle of the walls and one in the floor as well. This one is actually being controlled by the switch that does the water, and that was a mistake on my part. I planned to have it be shut off completely by one switch, but it didn't work out that way. It could do if I planned to go back and change the redstone a bit, but I couldn't be bothered to do that, in all honesty. So behind here, behind these dirt blocks here, we have a line of source blocks of water all the way along. Okay, the pistons are extended at the moment, so the switch that controls the water would contract the pistons. These dirt blocks would go down, revealing the water. The water would travel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and fill up this. The zombies do get caught on this back wall here, which I intend to fix. Again, is another hindsight on my part, really, which I should have thought about when constructing it at first. But it is completely safe in here. These lights do stop them spawning completely. These zombies get pushed into this water channel here. As you can see, there's a lava blade there, which apparently hasn't extracted, or hasn't moved down, which I don't understand, honestly. It has done all the other times. I'll have to have a play with that. And I'm stuck here now. Excellent. That's brilliant. I should have a pick in here somewhere. Oh, I don't. It's only shovels and swords. Oh no. Okay, let me just chuck this on the ground, and we'll tar it out that way. There's plenty of dead zombies because of SMP glitches, but don't worry about that. This water could be shut off as well. I didn't, I didn't really plan for that. It was only just a simple mob spawner. I do have a skeleton spawner as well, which I plan to do the same kind of setup to. The reason I've done it with the zombies now is because I wanted some iron, and with the latest update, zombies drop a bit of iron, which is really useful because I wanted iron, like I just said. But if you AFK here for, I don't know, about half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that, you'd fill up with about 100 or so zombies, which gets you about 20 levels. I got to level, what was it, 100, because I know you should have it so you go to level 50 and then enchant, because it slows down the higher levels you go to. But I was farming reeds to create some bookcases, so I was just bothered about getting as many levels as I could while I was getting the reeds for the bookcases. But like I said, you AFK here for 30 to 40 minutes, and you'd fill up with about 100 or so zombies, 3 splash potions of healing, which don't do any damage to you, but they do kill the zombies. In fact, they do the opposite to you. They will actually heal you if you accidentally got hit by a zombie, or a skeleton if you're doing it on a skeleton spawner. And then they are dead, and you fill up with about 20 or so levels of XP, depending obviously on the levels that you're on, but it's actually absolutely excellent, I find. I've AFK'd a bit long here sometimes, and it does get to a server killing level, which is pretty good. It did the whole, for those of you who remember the wheat farm back in season 2 of Good's Let's Play, it does that essentially to the server, and just nothing happened. I was just covered in XP, and the zombies were still alive, and then there was items which apparently I picked up. But yeah, these are the lights behind these blocks here. So the light switch is under this block here, so the redstone gets powered when the switch is on. Go through this repeater here into this block, which powers the light block that's behind it, and then around here into this one, and then round here into the third one. The redstone for the pistons for the water and the floor light I can't actually show you because that is all hidden, but it's essentially just one one line of redstone which goes through a repeater like on those ones, but the block is under the lightstone, or under the redstone lamp, instead of next to it, and then the redstone gets carried on and just go through 7 repeaters into 7 pistons. 7 repeaters for 7 pistons. Like 7 brides, 7 brothers. That film name is embedded in my memory because it's my girlfriend's favourite film. So turn the lights off, turn the lights off, turn the water on, and turn the not working lava blade off. And you can hear the zombies already have spawned. I'm just going to AFK here for a second. I'm going to stop the recording, and then I'll show you guys the results essentially. So the audio got cut off, so here's some post commentary on this one. As you can see in the top left by the E, we have about 140 to 150 zombies there. As far as I can remember anyway. I can't actually see the number, it's too blurry for me. So we use the splash potions, 1, and then 2, and then on the third one they all explode and die, and we collect all the XP, and the screen goes a bit crazy because of the XP is so well done in Minecraft that it just doesn't block your view whatsoever. And you can see the levels go up fairly quickly on that. That was only waiting, if I remember correctly, about 20 minutes to half an hour. It wasn't very long. I found that the best way to do it is wait till about 300 zombies is there, and then you can easily go up about 20. You go from about 0 to 25 levels, and then from there on the second one you'll go to about 40 odd, and then you can go the final way to 50. But yeah, as you can see, there's a whole load of zombie meat, and we have successfully got all of our XP and not all the items, because obviously there's a lot. I like to clear them off with a sword quickly to see if I can get any more items. Say if the sword is low on durability, then I'll get a couple more items. But apart from that, it's pretty straightforward. And yeah, that's everything there is to do with this this zombie spawner. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time. Thank you all very much for watching.